A used car can be the smartest money you ever spend, or a money pit that quietly drains you for years. And the difference is almost never the badge on the hood. It is whether you knew what you were walking into. Because some of the most common used cars on the market right now hide repair bills that cost more than the car is worth. The dealer will not tell you. The previous owner definitely will not. The listing looks clean, the price looks fair, and the test drive feels fine. And that is exactly the problem, because the real cost of these cars does not show up until you own them. So before you hand over a single dollar, here are 7 kinds of used cars you should walk away from, what each one is really going to cost you, and exactly how to spot it in about 5 minutes before it becomes your problem. Number 5 is the one that traps the most people, because on paper, it looks like the best deal on the entire lot. And one quick thing before we start. Used prices are still high, which means buyers are stretching, taking the first thing in their budget and skipping the inspection to win the deal. That is exactly the environment where these cars get dumped on people. The seller is not always a villain. Half the time they have no idea what is wrong either, because the problem was invisible to them too. That is why none of this is about trusting your gut on the test drive. Your gut will tell you a smooth, clean, quiet car is a good car. These 7 are proof that it is not that simple. Number 1. The high-mileage car with a CVT. A continuously variable transmission is smooth, and when it is new, it is genuinely great for fuel economy. But a lot of CVTs simply were not built to survive long past the warranty, and the used market is now full of them. Once they get past about 100,000 miles, you start hearing the same stories over and over. A shudder at low speed, like the car is driving over rumble strips. A whine that rises and falls with the engine. A hesitation, then a lurch when you pull away from a stop. And here is the part that turns a problem into a disaster. You usually cannot rebuild a CVT at a corner shop the way you can a normal automatic. The internals are specialized, the fluid is specific, and most independents will not touch them. So it is a replacement unit from the dealer, and that is $3,000 to $5,000 installed, on a car that might only be worth $6,000. You do the math and realize the smart move is to junk it. How to spot it? Find out before you even go whether that model uses a CVT. Then on the test drive, accelerate gently from a complete stop and feel for any shudder through the seat. Then floor it and watch the tachometer. If the engine revs up but the car lags behind like a slipping clutch, the transmission is already going. Walk away. Number 2. The first generation small turbo with direct injection. About a decade ago, automakers shrank engines, bolted on a turbo, and called it efficiency. The mature versions of these engines are fine. The early ones are a maintenance bill waiting to happen, and they are everywhere on the used market now. Here is the issue. Direct injection sprays fuel straight into the cylinder, which sounds clever, but it means fuel never washes over the back of the intake valves the way it used to. So carbon builds up on those valves year after year until airflow chokes down and the engine starts to stumble, misfire, and lose power. The only real fix is to pull the intake manifold and physically blast the carbon off the valves, a job that runs several hundred to over $1,000. Now add a turbocharger that runs glowing hot, demands clean oil on a strict schedule, and fails expensively if the previous owner stretched their oil changes. A neglected turbo engine can need a timing chain, a turbo, and a carbon clean all at once. How to spot it? Ask whether the engine is both turbocharged and direct injected. Then look up that specific engine and the word problems, because the bad ones are well documented. And demand the full oil change history. If there are no records, assume the worst owner and the worst maintenance. Number 3. The luxury German car that is out of warranty. This is the most tempting trap on the entire list, and I understand why. A 7-year-old luxury sedan that's stickered at $70,000 new can show up used for $12,000. It still looks stunning, it still drives like a vault, and it feels like you are getting away with something. You are not. You are buying somebody else's future repair bills at a discount. These cars are engineered to be serviced under warranty, at the dealer, with special tools and proprietary software that an average shop does not have. Out of warranty, the failures start arriving, and they are not cheap. A failed air suspension strut, a leaking valve cover gasket cooking onto the exhaust, a water pump that is electronically controlled instead of a simple $20 part, a mechatronic unit inside the transmission. Any single one of those is a $2,000 to $4,000 repair, and they almost never come one at a time. People buy these dreaming of the badge and sell them a year later because every month brought a new warning light. How to spot it? Before you buy, price out the 3 most common failures for that exact model and year, and you will find them in 5 minutes online. Find an independent specialist for that brand and ask what they see most. And be honest with yourself. If the cost of one of those repairs makes you wince, you cannot afford the 3 that are coming. Number 4. The salvage or rebuilt title. There is always a car that looks clean and sits a few $1,000s under everything comparable. And when you read the fine print, the title is branded salvage or rebuilt. That brand means an insurance company once looked at this car and declared it a total loss. Maybe it was a flood. Maybe the frame was bent and pulled straight. Maybe the airbags went off and were replaced with who knows what. The problem is not that it was damaged. The problem is that you cannot see what was actually done to fix it, and you cannot trust that it was done right by someone whose only goal was to flip it. Flood cars are the absolute worst because water does not kill a car immediately. It sits in the wiring and the connectors and corrodes them slowly. The car runs perfectly for 6 months, then the electrical gremlins start. Random warning lights, a window that quits, a module that dies. And chasing those ghosts costs far more than the discount ever saved you. How to spot it? Run the full vehicle history report yourself from the VIN, and never trust the clean printout the seller hands you. Treat the words salvage, rebuilt, or flood as a hard stop, unless you are a mechanic buying it cheap for parts and you know exactly what you are doing. Number 5. The known oil burner. This is the one that traps the most people, and it is cruel because the car drives absolutely perfectly on a short test drive. Certain engines from a certain era were built with a piston ring and oil control design that lets them quietly burn oil, sometimes as much as a quart every 600 to 1,000 miles. That is not a leak you would ever see on the ground. The engine is simply consuming it. The previous owner knows. They just keep a jug in the trunk, top it up, and never breathe a word about it when they sell. So you buy it, you drive it like a normal car, you do not think to check the oil for a couple of weeks, and one day it is 1.5 quarts low. The oil pressure drops, the bearings and the top of the engine starve, and now you have real, permanent damage from a car that felt fine. The actual fix is pulling the engine and replacing the rings, easily several $1,000s. How to spot it? Look up whether that exact engine is a known oil consumer, because the famous ones are infamous. Pull the dipstick and smell it for a burnt odor. Look at the inside of the exhaust tip for heavy dry soot. And on the test drive, have a friend follow behind or watch the mirror, accelerate hard right after coasting downhill, and look for a puff of blue smoke. Blue smoke is burning oil, and it is your one warning. And think about the real math here. You saved maybe $1,000 buying it cheap. You spent $400 on the first year of oil topping it up, and then the engine lets go and you are staring at a $5,000 repair or a replacement engine. That is not a deal. That is a slow-motion accident you paid to join. The worst part is that it is completely avoidable in the parking lot in 2 minutes with a dipstick and your nose. People skip that check because the car looks perfect. And looking perfect is exactly the disguise. Number 6. The heavily modified car. A lowered suspension, a loud exhaust, a tune for more boost, sticky tires, maybe a big screen glued to the dash. To the right buyer, it looks fast and exciting. To a smart used buyer, it should look like a flashing warning sign. Because every single modification is a question you cannot answer. Was it installed correctly by someone who knew what they were doing? And more importantly, how hard was this car actually driven? A performance tune pushes the engine past what the factory ever intended, running more boost and more heat. Big power numbers mean somebody was using that power, launching it, redlining it, tracking it. Lowered coilovers and aggressive camber mean the tires, bushings, and ball joints wear in strange, expensive ways. And modified cars are very often a graveyard of half-finished projects. With spliced wiring and aftermarket parts, you will be diagnosing and untangling for years. How to spot it. A clean, mostly stock car owned by an older person who kept every receipt is worth far more to you than a built car being sold cheap by its third young owner. If a car has been heavily modified, your safest assumption is that it was driven hard its whole life, and you should budget for everything underneath it to be tired and due for replacement. Number 7. The too cheap car hiding deferred maintenance. This is the quiet one, and it catches careful people, because nothing about it looks like a trap. The car is clean, it drives fine, the price is just a little under everything else, and the seller smiles and says it only needs a couple of small things. Those couple of small things are the entire scam. A timing belt that is 2 years and 30,000 miles overdue, which on the wrong engine means a destroyed motor the day it snaps. Brake pads worn down to the metal backing plate, chewing into the rotors. Transmission fluid and coolant that have never once been changed. Tires with the date code from 6 years ago. None of it shows up on a relaxed test drive around the block, but every bit of it is due right now, and when you add it all up, it costs far more than the few $100s you saved. A cheap car is only actually cheap if the maintenance is current. How to spot it? Ask for the service records and physically match them against the mileage. Find out specifically when the timing belt, the major fluids, and the brakes were last done. Then take the cost of everything that is overdue, add it to the asking price, and compare that real number to a slightly more expensive car that someone actually maintained. The maintained one is almost always cheaper in the. So that is the list. The high mileage CVT, the early turbo direct injection engine, the out-of-warranty luxury German, the salvage or flood title, the known oil burner, the heavily modified car, and the too cheap car hiding deferred maintenance. And I want you to notice the pattern because it is the whole point. Not one of these is about the brand on the hood. Every single one is about a cost you cannot see on a test drive and a risk that somebody else is quietly trying to hand to you. The best used car in the world is boring. It is well documented, it is mostly stock, and it was maintained by someone who genuinely cared and kept the paperwork to prove it. Spend the extra $100 on a pre-purchase inspection from a mechanic who works for you, not the seller, and spend one afternoon actually reading the service records, and you will dodge every trap on this list and save yourself thousands. Which of these have you been burned by? Be honest in the comments, because we have all bought at least one. So here is your 5-minute checklist before you buy anything. 1. Run the VIN history yourself and stop cold on a salvage or flood brand. 2. Find out the transmission and engine type and look up that exact combination with the word problems. 3. Demand service records and match them to the mileage. 4. Pull the dipstick, smell it, and check the exhaust tip. 5. Do a real test drive. Accelerate hard from a stop and after a coast, and feel and listen for shudder, slip, and smoke. And 6. If anything makes you hesitate, pay a mechanic $100 to inspect it before you pay the seller thousands. That one habit is the difference between a car that serves you for a decade and a car that owns you. And subscribe, because the smartest money in cars is the repair bill you never have to pay.